Welcome everybody to a Q&A. I thought I'd do this when I have to start these vlogs to announce what's happening with the channel. And a few people put some questions to me that I'll answer, and then I'll answer a few of the obvious questions that people usually ask. So Victor Matson asked what is my favourite, either an Evo or an Impreza. Even though Subaru has been more consistent with the Imprezas, I personally like a couple of Evos so much that I think that just overtakes them, quite frankly. Though they're both cracking cars and they've been going at it for, 2 decades, maybe even more than that, in terms of competing against one another. So they've both got their advantages and the disadvantages, but the Evo for me has just had a couple of strong cars in its lineup that just overtake it, quite frankly. Can't necessarily tell them off the top of my head right now, but because there's so many different versions. But yeah, Mitsubishi has done the better job in a couple of areas than Subaru have. So yeah, that's my favourite out of them. And Cupcakes Brothers asked where do I live. I live near Blackpool, which is not far from Preston, and then Preston isn't far from Manchester. So yeah, in the north, but it's an alright place to live. It's not the best, but it's decent enough. And Victor Matson also asked what's my favourite Fast and Furious movie. I actually like Fast and Furious movies quite a lot, actually. Got the first one, I have the second one, I have the fifth one, I have the sixth one, and I also have the seventh one. I don't have the third and the fourth because I think the third one just has a really weak actor and lead actor and weak character for the lead actor to play. And I'm not a fan of the fourth one either because I think the CGI is really rather poor, and I can't really remember anything really about the story outside of that. I think his girlfriend gets killed in it. Well, gets killed in it. He reimagines her getting killed, and obviously she doesn't because she returns in the sixth one. But yeah, they're the two I don't really like. I like the first two because they're really quite simple. They really are just about racing for the most part, and that's why I like them quite a bit. But I can't deny that the fifth, sixth and seventh, which are the second trilogy in the series, aren't any good, because they are really rather good. The fifth one obviously revolutionised the series in general, and then the sixth one built upon that, and then the seventh one concluded that entire trilogy with obviously one of the saddest endings ever, with Paul Walker passing away before it was actually released. It's just a hard one to pick. The first two, even though I do like the fact that they are basically just about racing, they're a little bit underwhelming in terms of action and characters, so yeah, they go out the window. Fifth one, I can see that really being a solid contender just because it did everything that the subsequent two did, and brought the series to a whole new audience, and actually it was the first critically well received film in the series. But I think that was done better by the sixth one. The sixth one just really rather ramped up the action and the spectacle and the amount of cars and the people in it. And I really like the fact that it was set in London as well, since I'm from the UK, and that was a really solid entry. But I think it was refined again by the seventh one, and I can't deny that I was emotionally overwhelmed by the time it was finished, with that ending with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, etc. So yeah, I think the fact that the seventh one built upon everything beforehand but ended it in a really solid way is why that gets my vote. So that gets my vote for favourite of the series. Not really got that many high hopes for the eighth one, because personally I felt it should have ended with the seventh, but from the trailer it looks solid enough. And other questions that people normally ask is like kind of music I'm into. Well, I'm into that kind of rock and heavy metal, new wave, pop, all sorts really. My music collection is all over the place. You can go from ABBA to Black Sabbath in an instant, quite frankly, and but I'm into like mainly I'll read you my top 10 on my Last FM profile, just so you can get a general gist, and it is really rather random. So yeah, in at number 10, Duran Duran. In at number 9, Green Day. In at number 8, Blondie. In at number 7, Ultravox. In at number 6, Pat Benatar. In at number 5, Muse. In at number 4 is probably the oldest out of the lot, Pink. Don't ask me why, but I just really rather like her. In number 3, Aerosmith. In number 2, Ozzy Osbourne. And number 1, Manic Street Preachers. So yeah, that could shift around depending on my taste. I've not really listened to the likes of Duran Duran or Green Day or even Muse all that much lately, but you know, tastes change, and they're not really ever set in stone. Not even the number 1's probably set in stone. Favourite movie, even though this is going to spoil something that I would like to do in the future, in terms of like a top 10 movies or anything like that, it's Die Hard. Even though I've seen that probably well over 3-4 dozen times now, even though because I started watching it with 11, and even though it's 18 rated, I managed to sneak it on the TV and record it on video cassette. That's how old I am. Yeah, that's my favourite movie, even though the series hasn't kept that quality all the way through it. It's still my favourite movie. It's easily one of my favourite action movies, and undoubtedly one of the best Christmas movies, and I won't have any arguments about it being a Christmas movie, quite frankly. And yeah, I'm not sure about what other kind of questions to ask. Favourite game? Oh, that's a tough one. Obviously anything out of the Forza series is going to be up there, but choosing one is difficult considering several of the Forza games have several different great things about them. But Forza Motorsport 4 and Forza Motorsport 6 and Forza Horizon 3 are definitely 3 of my favourites. And then you've got first Halo. That's a solid game. That's the first game that I actually properly played through in terms of single player. It wasn't the first game I played, and it certainly wasn't even the first person shooter game I played, but it was the first game that I actually properly played through, and subsequently played through it even again on the same console, and then played through it in the remastered version with the Halo Master Chief Collection. And then obviously like GTA 5, GTA 5 City, and then Red Dead Redemption, and Alan Wake being a big one, and then the Batman series, and Driver San Francisco. So yeah, plenty of games. Bioshock series as well, they're great as well. So yeah, there's plenty of games out there that I have loved. The Far Cry series as well, especially Far Cry 3 and 4, they were really, really good. And yeah, just plenty of solid games. So yeah, if you want to see my movie collection, because it extends from we're pointing there all the way up there, and then that's not even all that's all there. So if you want to see me show off my movie collection and just do a little review for each movie, then I will. If you want to know my top 10 movies, then just say that, or top 10 games, or top 10 albums, or anything like that, and just give me a shout. I know it's not highly original or anything like that, but it's all I can be thinking of, because this whole vlog thing is a spur of the moment thing due to the Xbox One breaking down. So yeah, just, you know, give me some more ideas if you want. I'm open to most things. Obviously I'm only restricted to using this webcam, so I can't really like move around the room or anything like that, but anything that I can do while sat down here or standing up over there, then I'll do. So yeah, just give me suggestions, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.